Welcome, my fellow Virgos. This is going to be your 2024 winter in review. I decided instead of doing like the whole year in review, I'm going to break it down into seasons and definitely have your notifications on. So I'll probably do like around February, I'll do your spring and so on and so forth. And I just feel like, I don't know, I just felt guided this year to do it that way. So I hope you like the format. Let me know. Definitely let me know. So why am I doing this? I want you to understand what a universal year 8 is, because that is what we're moving into for 2024. And I follow numerology. I try to learn as much as I can. So I just wrote down some things that I feel like the 8 year is going to what it means, what it's asking from us, what energy we can use from it. So let me just tell you what I wrote down. 8 is associated with wealth, power, influence, ambition, capability, and the energy of becoming strong. It can be a year of huge transformations, but this is the energy you want to embrace. So, whatever transformations are coming, embrace them. They're there for you, or they're there to help you. Um, this can be a year where there are like rises and falls. And so some of those transformations may feel like a fall, but actually, in reality, it's a rise. But again, I have to embrace that. Think big this year. Set your goals high and reach for the stars. This is the year. Those with the life path number 8 or personal year number 8, especially a personal year. Well, either or. It is about really creating a beautiful material world for yourself. It doesn't always have to mean money. However, as you make the money, share the love, share the wealth. That can only come back to benefit you. I feel like that's the fine art of give and take. The 8 is also the number of infinity, also new beginnings. Ultimately, it's about capitalizing on all that's really occurred in the last 7 years. Remember, there were 9 year cycles. So we're getting ready to come to an end of a cycle. We want to know, like, what were those last 7 years? What were they there to teach me? How have I grown from that? You know what I mean? Like, look at, like what interest came to me like out of the blue, and did I follow them? And if I didn't follow them, is this now maybe the year to do that? So definitely look for the lessons, the experiences. It's really so you can make the best use of them. And I feel like I'm doing these a little early so that you're able to, enter into the next year really with the energy of new adventures. This is a time to stand on your own 2 feet and feel your own power. And the last thing I wrote was get comfortable with success. Get comfortable with success. Now, does that mean that it'll just come to you? No, I feel like it's through our effort. When I think of the 8, I think of like the 8 of Pentacles, the willingness to go into something as the apprentice, but just knowing, and maybe I don't even know how I know. I just know that I'll leave as a master teacher. So trusting within yourself and being willing to take any chances or opportunities that come your way. Use your spiritual discernment. All right. So we're going to use Mother Mary for our words of wisdom to open up the reading, though I feel like the reading is opened up the minute I hit record. It's funny, I say record though, I feel like you're all with me. Like when I do a reading, I feel like you're all like in the room with me. So when I say record, it feels weird because I feel like we're together. All right, family. By the way, this is for Virgo sun, moon, or rising. I'm a Virgo sun. My boyfriend's Virgo sun, moon, Virgo moon. And what I would definitely say with this type of energy, check your moon sign, check your rising sign, because your moon sign's about that inner you. I feel like your sun signs, what you show the world. So all of them have like their importance, just like your numerology, your life path, your personal year number. Real quick, if you want to know what that is, take the day you were born. Like I'll use myself for example. I was born on the 13th. That would, if I bring that to a single digit, that's a 4. I was born in September. That's a 9. So that brings me to 13 now, which is funny. That's my birthday. But I find that with most people, maybe it's meant to be that way. Anyway, you take the 3 and the 1, and that becomes 4. Now you add that to the personal year number, which is an 8. So I will have a personal year 3. I'll take it. I can use a year of joy and laughter and you know what I mean? I could use it. And I have a feeling many of us can use that type of energy. So anyway, that's your personal year, your birthday, the day you were born, the month you were born. Don't add in the year though. Not for your personal year. Your life path, yes. Um, but that has nothing to do with the universal year. So anyway, family. Pray for my family and give this situation over to God for answers, support, and healing. Family. Beautiful. All right. Bring the lid down. I don't like it too far down. And we are going to use 3 different decks, one for each month. We're going to use the Universal Tarot for January, the Psychic Tarot for February, and the Tarot Dreams for March. Remember, time is fluid. Just how I felt guided to get these readings out. I feel like I meant to get them to you before um, the year begins. So this may be something that you want to keep in your back pocket. All right. Virgo. Look at that. 3 of Wands. Optimism. Take it. 3 Wands is where you're really learning to find the blessings and the joys within your present day life. This is really like more current type energy. And this is someone who is just, like I don't know what's going to happen out there. You know what I mean? But I want to go find out. I want to go find out. I feel like this is like an adventurous soul. It's a very optimistic type energy. Just so happens to be my personal year number we were just talking about. All right, look at that. Another 3. Some of you have a master number 33, which I already know that. Look at that. Joy. I mean, if we're going to see the 3s of the tarot after I just talked about my personal year, these are the 2 3s I want to see. I mean, I'll take the 3 of Pentacles too. But look at that. That's the energy of celebration. I do feel like it's saying, just try to enjoy. And then I think about the 2 or the 3 of Wands. I feel like, okay, chances are this person didn't just end up there. Even though like having an optimistic view is really a personal choice. I feel like we can control that. But in the same breath, I feel like again, this is someone who just knows their blessings will come in whenever. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep moving forward. Look at this 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Three of Wands, I'm not moving forward like shooting for the ultimate destination because really this is about enjoying the journey. And I feel like that's what threes are really about. It's the journey, and ultimately ending up potentially at the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, that's a house of abundance. Hello. Hello, January. We'll take you. Feels like for some, even like new type of energy. Even if I'm already doing something like, new epiphanies, new ideas, and then I feel like then I put them to use, and I feel like very quickly, it's like very quickly you see the fruit of your labor, even if it's not like in money, though I do feel like money follows. We have the Page of Pentacles. It's like you were born to do this anyway. Page of Pentacles is about a path of knowledge. I'm building up my pentacles. It can talk about something that someone went to school for, and now I'm bringing it to fruition. I feel like a Page of Pentacles would be someone who, it's interesting because I want to say enjoyed learning, but I also feel like learning in a certain way. It's like I'm not talking about like opening a book, though you can certainly learn from a book. I feel like this is more about through life's experiences and what I have learned. That's your wisdom. Tower. Why would we be celebrating a tower? King of Wands. King of Wands looking back at that tower. Almost feels like this King of Wands is like a fireman and he's like jumping out of his seat to put out the fire. With two swords. Interesting. The four swords. And then hello, beautiful Knight of Pentacles. We'll take you. All right, let's bring these up a little bit and let's go over this. So it's interesting how this king is like ready to jump out of his seat to put out the fire the tower. And not only that, but like whatever towers have happened, it's interesting. The tower's right in the middle of the reading. But if we look at the four corners, except for the Two of Swords, you have the Three of Wands, an optimistic view. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the House of Abundance. You have the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like is guardian angel energy that is bringing you in a pentacle. This pentacle comes at the right time, and it's really, truly meant to enhance your life. This is a slow moving pentacle, or knight, I should say. So, patience was needed. It's interesting, it is showing at the end of this one spread. And right before it is the energy of healing. And it's already showing us like, what are you healing? Well, you're healing the energy of the towers, whatever the towers may mean. Sometimes the towers just mean like, it's like, oh, we're on top and then boom, we had a fall from grace, you know, for whatever the reason. There was just boom, we had a fall from grace or someone else had a fall from grace. Um, but I feel like you had to be part of it because this healing energy is here for you. We go from the Two Swords to the Four Swords. So Two Swords says don't have any blindfolds on, especially as we're entering into this new year. And then think of eight as a new beginning. No blindfolds. Don't block any opportunities. I feel like the energy here is saying that you've learned a lot and you've been through a lot at the same time, but you've also learned a lot. And I feel like when endings happen, whether we want them or we don't, I do feel like there's a period of time that we should take, allow it to heal, right? Because we don't want to take old, angry, resentful, mad, unforgivable type energy into a new beginning. It won't serve us. Anyway, anyway. So, two swords, just blocking an opportunity. This Knight of Pentacles comes at the right time and it won't come before the right time. And I feel like with the two swords over here, that is not the right time. So, what does it require? The healing, allowing it to heal. The blindfold is just something I don't want to see, something I don't want to face. But I feel like it's never as bad as we think. Or if it is bad, it's like the overcoming of that healing right away. Well, hello, Will. Destiny. I have to say, I definitely feel. Let that car go by. I open up my window because my office gets so warm. Anyway, anyway, I have to say, the towers are right in the middle of the reading, right in the middle of the spread, I should say. However, now we have the wheel. So that tells me, even towers are part of your destiny. Why? Because they must teach you, right? And if nothing else, when you survive whatever a tower is, you really only become stronger. Even if something was taken away, it's like you recoup it. Eight of Wands underneath that, another eight. Why am I saying another eight? Do we have an eight out? No, that's weird because I felt like there was already an eight out. Um, Eight of Wands, what I think about, I bring about. It's also fast moving energy. Virgo, I feel like the more you can trust within yourself, not just this month, but forevermore, I feel like the more you see the fruits of your labor. Now, whether that labor be what you do for a living, and I feel like it's probably a little bit of all of it, whether that be, how giving you are, or if you're not, you're becoming, how you're allowing yourself to be free from situations that just didn't turn out like, listen, not everything turns out in our favor. But that doesn't mean that we can't have success. It doesn't mean we can't have it all. Just maybe it wasn't that that wasn't it. Knight of Pentacles marrying this Ten of Pentacles. Hello. That's kind of beautiful. It's like I feel like all the world is asking of you is to have an optimistic view, is to believe in yourself, is to take these epiphanies, because I feel like this is going to be not just a month, but a year. It's like, okay, master number 33 also. Master numbers are here to master something. So this may be a year where many of us are mastering, becoming the masters of our domain. All right. I am going to bring in the clarifiers, though. I'm not going to go card by card. This is not meant to be a super long reading because I will do your January monthly also, each month. February. Your December's already ready for you, and it'll be connected at the end of the reading on the, they're called end screens. All right. A couple things I'm going to look at. I think I just want to look at the tower, even though I'm like, why do I? But this King of Wands is looking at it very intently. Look at that, the full. Beautiful. That's a rebound. That's rebounding from that tower if I've ever seen a rebound. We have four swords shown in reverse, but I'm not really reading reversals. We'll keep, excuse me, we'll keep it in mind though. There's that other three. Three of Pentacles. Wow. Well, okay, first of all right. I feel like this is talking about two different things. First of all, I feel like as it relates to, let's just say life. I feel like, you've gone through these towers, you've had these towers, and I feel like this is you rebounding, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And matter of fact, I feel like as you went through this tower energy, I feel like that's where you really found yourself at the same time. It's almost like if like these towers didn't happen, would I even be or do what I'm doing? Or be who I am? The Fool, free and clear. I love that the Fool was like so close to the Three of Wands and the Page of Pentacles again, taking a leap of faith. With what you know. And listen, maybe it's what you like. I know what I know what I know, but I don't know how I know it. And I say that all the time. I don't know how I know it. I'm pretty sure it's my guides. So it's interesting that this King of Wands, though. This is someone who I feel like would appreciate or has an appreciation, potentially for what you do, but uniquely who you are. Some of you may be on a singular journey, and you may be finding 2024 where you are no longer single. I also get this feeling that this king, I don't know, I get this feeling that this King of Wands may even have some like really good ideas. Even though like really not a lot like me. I don't know why I feel that, but I do. Um, because if you think about Virgo, right, we're analytical, we're gonna think about it. Like, I'll give you an answer, let me think about it for a minute. But we really have to learn to trust our intuition above all. And I feel like that's just part of our journey. Think of the tarot, who are we represented by? The Hermit. I never promised you a rose garden. Hmm. Anyway, what am I looking at? The tower. Like, don't fear the tower. Like, don't fear the reaper. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's pick that up if I can. And I feel like you are taking off the blindfold, whatever blindfolds, whatever, you know, um sometimes a blindfold can mean that I'm telling myself untruths, believing others, though instead of myself. All right, well, let's look at this knight, the Knight of Pentacles. Look at this. Well, whatever this knight is bringing in, it is meant to come in. You know what that tells me? That is one of yours. That's one of the seeds that you had planted before you even came into this lifetime. That means there's experiences that your soul wanted to have. And maybe you could only have it through this human body, you know? My belief is we are offered different lives. Like you can choose, like for me, you can choose the Howard family. You can choose, the Smiths. You can choose the Jones. Um, but you can't know it all. Each one has its own experiences, its own lessons, its own rewards. And they may even talk about our life paths. I don't know why I'm talking about that, except for Hello Destiny, Hello Destiny. Knight of Pentacles bringing in what's next. I mean, who would I want to bring in what's next more than the Knight of Pentacles? Nobody. So, January looks very good. I'm saying very good, but listen, there are a few things that, like the energy of the tower. Again, I feel like this king's going to help you. I want to look at that king real quick. Though, here he is, right on the wheel with you. Could be someone who's older. Eight of Cups. Though it did come in reverse. Hmm. Had a good drink. Didn't we see the Nine of Cups? I feel like we did, which was inner harmony. Eight of Cups is how we get there. It is the recognizing and then the clearing of the emotional house. It is an eight. I don't know. For some of you, I feel like this king is like coming with you. And I feel like, he can look at that tower and he's like he's going to put the fire out. So he's here to help. Some of you could be an actual guide. All right, let's keep moving forward. Let's remember that the Knight of Pentacles is our outgoing card for January. And again, time is fluid. We had Destiny twice. It's funny because I can even talk about, and then we saw the Eight of Wands, fast moving energy. And then I felt like with those two threes, like, something that I do, and then boom, quickly I see I guess the reward of it, or I'm able to celebrate it. Let me put it that way. And I have to say, I feel like ultimately it is taking you to the Ten of Pentacles, even if that's not what I'm asking for. And Three of Wands, I don't feel like I'm really asking. I'm just saying, you just guide me and I'll follow. If my interest is piqued towards something, then I'm going to check it out. Doesn't mean you have to follow it, but if you feel like following it, you should. Okay, hello, February. First of all, I should say Happy New Year's in January. My brother's birthday is January 24th. He is crossed over. Michael, emotional withdrawal, an eight. Hmm. Now listen, I'm keeping in mind that Knight of Pentacles is right before this. And it's interesting because what came right above it? The Eight of Cups, right? And this is the Eight of Cups. I often feel though with this person, and I know this energy because when I lived in Rhode Island, I I moved down by the water, and I used to go there all the time just to quiet my mind, just to think or not to think. You know what I mean? So I know this energy. And I feel like this person, that's what they're doing. Like they're reflecting. But just like the tides, I'm allowing that emotional energy to, like, I'm allowing the tide to take it out into the ocean, to take it away. The low tide and the high tide. Interesting. This person's very humble. We have temptation. Card of Capricorn. We have, look at that, the wheel again. This is interesting. Three of Pentacles again. Partnerships and alliances. Rest and rejuvenation under temptation. Listen, I feel like there's something you had to overcome. And it can be something that happened that was, like that you had really no control over, so to speak. I feel like the only control was like I had to accept whatever. Hmm. Patience. This is temperance. Divine timing. Look at that, right under the wheel. It's like Virgo, what are you worried about? Hand it over. And that's what this person in the Eight of Cups is doing. Like, I feel like they're allowing the water to carry it away. They're allowing the tide. It's funny how I feel like, this is the devil, and I feel like it's like this is the moon when I feel like that's when the tide is the highest, if that's the right word. Like I should know that. I just can't think of it right now. But I feel like it's like he's trying to influence it. But I gotta know better. The devil is great at casting illusions. But that's what it is. It's illusionary. It's interesting because uh, he's got his hand on this light, and really what it is there's a key hanging from there. That key, I feel like, opens the next door. It's funny because I feel like, first of all, what's ever done in the dark will come to the light. Maybe that's what that blindfold is. But then I can see the key. Interesting how I felt like that King of Wands. And let's just talk about that King of Wands for a second. It can be a fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. We do have Sagittarius right here. Um, However, I feel like this is someone who, like, like if there's a fire, I'm going to jump in and put that fire out, right? I'm not just going to let everything burn. King of Action, spiritual strength, number 9. Here's that Two Swords. Look at that, connected to the Four of Swords again. But spiritual strength connected also to it now. And interesting that the devil's above it. Now, for some of you, again, it's Capricorn. But if it's something that's like casting an illusion, um, or causing mental conflict, I just gotta know it. How interesting that they're connected again. Hmm. Deception and envy. That tells us why, right? Maybe somebody did a number on you. And maybe you just don't want to go through that again. And that's completely your choice, because this is really talking about what? With the energy that I can let go of, and then the Three of Pentacles twice, right? That's your uniqueness, the Page of Pentacles, what you do in the world, your wisdom, this path of knowledge. Feels like being you, like who you are. I feel like the energy that would cause, it's interesting because the Seven of Swords is hard energy. It is deception, it's envy. And whether someone is like being deceptive, I feel it, right? I don't know it because the devil may cast that illusion, make me feel that way. But the bottom line is I'm not feeling good. And I feel like if there is someone in your life that does not treat you well, you know it. Why hide from it, right? Because don't ever tell yourself, like, oh, this is it. The wheels are telling us different. Patience, divine timing. Patience that's mirroring partnerships and alliances. Hello. All right, let's see what's at the bottom of this deck. Moving on to the west side or east side. I can never remember. Um, okay, so that's what you did. Moving on from what? Toxicity, whatever that may mean. For some of you, it's lying within your emotional house. We saw the Eight of Pentacles twice, but we also saw the Wheel twice. And why are you able to move on now? Let's say, and I'm saying moving on, but I just mean like you're no longer accepting maybe just lower vibrational energy. Well, because you know better now. And when you know better, you do better. And why do I know better? Because I've taken these blindfolds off. I'm facing the truth, whatever it may be. I've allowed myself to heal. I trust in divine timing. And I trust that what's out there for me will find me. And I feel like patience is saying that to you. Is this not the third time we saw the wheel or the second time? Divinity. All right. We have the star, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. We have the Queen of Cups. And then we have the tower. Now, the tower over the wheel. And I don't want you to freak out because I just feel like that's saying, like learning from these towers and then saying, like, maybe you've been beating yourself up because you're like, how did I end up here? Well, maybe that's where you ended up where you were meant to end up. But in the same breath, this is learning from those towers, rebounding from those towers. And then that tower is mirrored by the star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Maybe you didn't feel that they could come true, but anything but that is true. It's over in eight. It's almost like as the water washes away those emotions, new energy, new water comes toward you and fulfills you. Funny how I always said I'm not going to look at each card. Queen of Cups coming over temptation. Can be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. That's Seven of Swords again. So I feel like it's just saying that you're having a hard time trusting. It's funny because there's like this partnership, this alliance. It's almost like I feel like this Seven of Swords jumped up there, though I don't feel it's real. Yeah, exactly. That's what I felt. How weird. I didn't feel it was real. And what do I mean by that? I mean that, let's say I don't take the blindfold off, because again, it's showing, right? I have spiritual strength on one side of me, I have deception and envy on the other side of me. And I refuse to take that blindfold off. Well, then, and I know either then. I feel like, potentially you had someone in your life that you couldn't trust, or there was a certain type of vibration that kept pulling you down. And I feel like you do worry about that. You don't want to bring that forward. So I feel like that's what you got to tell yourself. Like, if something, how do I say this? Because I feel like there's an illusion here. And the illusion is that maybe you could not do well, or you should not connect to someone. But again, I feel like you should. Like I feel like I see through the illusion. Whoa, whoa. All right. Six of Swords did come in reverse, and I feel like that's just simply saying that, sometimes the universe is waiting on us, and if it's in reverse, then it's waiting on us. What's it waiting for? It's just waiting for us to understand the toxicity and what it does to us, and how it holds us down or holds us back, how it casts these false delusions, all of that. So, with it in the upright, it's like facing that truth. And I feel like Temperance is like, that's just what I've been waiting for, my dear. We have, hello, the Magician, the Manifester, the Queen of Pentacles, probably you. You know, so talk about like, just be careful not to overthink things. We have the Seven of Cups coming over the Seven of Swords. I feel like these sevens are representing what's leaving for 2023. And then we have the Moon, card Pisces, ruler of Cancer. But the moon can certainly, because I can only see as far as the moon will allow me to see. So I just get this energy of like, again, those rises and those falls. There's an illusion, whether it's from someone or you're telling yourself of, like maybe this partnership coming together and it being lucrative or whatever it may be. Maybe right off the bat, I don't trust. Now I need to think about that, but I don't want to overthink, because I feel like that's a little bit of what I'm doing here. This Seven of Swords, this energy, boom, pops itself back up again, but I don't feel like it's real. I hope that makes sense. Queen of Pentacles, I feel like it's saying you have to trust within your abilities. I feel like us as Virgos, I feel like we are psychic. I feel like, we're very intuitive. If you think what the Queen of Pentacles means, it's someone who does read between the lines. So, cast your illusions, but I'll be able to see, right? I can still see. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. The magician right there. What do I want to manifest? The magician mirroring the star. I feel like February finds you where, first of all, if we remember that Knight of Pentacles, right? That was your last card for January. And then the star right here over the letting of that old emotional energy go. Untrustworthy energy, people who might be envious of you, whatever it may be, I'm not going to allow it to sit within me. Why? Because I feel like you got too far, you got places to go. I feel like because there's things that you're meant to do, and like now you're really realizing it. I want to just take one card, the Hierophant. Look at that. Interesting. Whose reading did I did where I felt Satan and God. And who's gonna win? And I feel like God. If nothing, it's talking about the light, your belief system. Card of Taurus, by the way. Two earth signs right there. But I feel like ultimately, like what we find ourselves is questioning, or is questioning the right word? It's like, because I feel like I know at this point that I want to live a certain type of life. And that's that. I know I want to live maybe a high vibrational life. And that's that. And as you start cutting the fat away, so to speak, I feel like what happens is you start rising. So your vibration rises. And my God, the star and the magician manifesting a wish, a dream, and making it come true. I feel like it's meant to come true. But like all of a sudden, I start thinking about it. I want to manifest it. Hmm. Okay. Let's move from February into March. And by the way, I want you to, like, I don't want you to think of them as month by month. I want you to just, like, if you would take the energy and just allow it to flow, if that makes sense. Okay. Well, I knocked that just right off the table. All right, let's bring in the Tarot of Dreams. I think of March as, in many places, it's time to start planting those seeds, right? Because if I don't plant them, then I'm pretty much guaranteeing myself that in the fall, I won't have harvest, right? My land will be barren. Where if I do plant the seeds, it will be plentiful. It's almost like I can feed my community. All right. Ace of Wands. It's go time. Action. Passion. Passion that's ignited. Strength card. Card Leo. Number 8. 888. 8. I'm sorry, strength card ultimately talks about your power. And, your power comes from within. Strength card speaks about like the balance. You know how we kept seeing like devil's energy? It's like the light and dark within ourselves and bringing that to balance. I feel like this is talking more about like how far you've come and now you're being inspired. There's that Eight of Cups again. He's like climbing his steps now, moving away from it. It's being inspired to. I feel like I'm inspired to climb that staircase. It's like staircase to heaven. Well, hello, Two of Cups. Soulmates with the Ace of Wands. Wow. Passionate soulmates. These cups are balanced, which means, that's probably why the Strength card was here. Like, it's like two people had to look within themselves separately of each other and know thyself. It can certainly speak of like maybe there were certain temptations, things that, maybe it could have been a substance type of thing that brought me down. But again, I feel like I'm moving beyond that. I feel like these people are eye to eye of the same vibrational level, which is a good thing. We have the Nine of Wands, which is interesting because this is spiritual strength. And it's looking right over at the Two of Cups, but I feel like what it's saying, because the Strength card is above it, like each of these people had to go through their individual things, experiences. They had to arrive at them, right? Their current type energy. And coming, it's funny because I keep thinking that Knight of Pentacles, like I come at the right time. Well, that makes sense to me because in both in your career, but also in love, because I feel like Seven of Swords is sticking in my head. So anyway, each of the soulmates having to, not having to, but choosing to really look at themselves, right? My own responsibility. Ultimately, I feel like this is coming to the energy of like, look what I've overcome. Not just like, look at the pain I've caused or look at the things I've screwed up. Not about that. It's look what you've overcome. And I just get this feeling that your vibration's been lifting. Maybe it's not whoosh, but I feel like it's been lifting. And maybe you're right at that place. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is saying, maybe this is the right time. But let's see. We have Justice. So interesting. Justice, first of all, card of Libra, but is about balance. And it's interesting how I saw that these two cups were balanced, right? They're completely balanced. And then the scales. Normally you see the scales a little off balance. They're balanced. You could certainly talk about, again, that cutting of, excuse me. It's like something you want me to talk. I feel like the cutting of, I'm just going to say the fat. All right, just keep going. There's the Empress again. Well, that makes sense, right? Because when you think of the Empress, she's loving, she's nurturing, she's powerful, she's creative, she's everything that a life path 8 would ask for and more. The Empress is someone who has not been, or let's just say, has been through the Three of Swords probably multiple times. She's someone who rebounds from these towers, understands them, Doesn't let things stop her. This is someone who has really learned to trust within her or his own energy. Like, I don't need to create any barriers, any walls. I'm going to go sit at the water's edge and I'm going to let the water take away the woes. I mean, it's like, look at that. One, two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three. It's easy as ABC. One, two, three, baby, you and me. Sorry I keep singing, but like all these songs that come to my mind. All right, look at that, the full. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on you. Hello, the will. Virgo. I have to say, after what I feel was probably quite a difficult year, I feel like this year and next year, I feel like you're thriving. It's almost like you won't recognize it. I feel like soulmate energy, and it's inspired, and it's passionate, and it sits upon your will, but you have to take a leap of faith. You have to look at your past and understand how far you have come. And so do they. I got to cut ties to all and anything that just isn't, you know, if I want to have a certain type of life, then I got to know what can stay and what's got to go. This isn't what's got to go. This is talking about what's coming in. Hmm. Five of Wands on the bottom of the deck. First of all, I feel like don't get caught in anybody's web. Don't get caught in anybody's ego. Don't get caught in people's vibrations. Right? Know that I feel like this Five of Wands is just saying to us, not all people are gonna apologize for their actions, and I'm sure it's going back. Um, but we've got to be okay with that. Like, so what? Like, I don't need your apology or even your say so to move forward. It is a refusal of drama. It's a refusal of letting people and situations cause so what do you want to say, like unnecessary fights. Because I feel like, why? Because I feel like I ultimately don't win. And I don't even think there's a winner in that type of energy. I feel like it's more like it just continues. I don't want that. I'm done with that. Look at that, the Five of Swords right underneath that. You know how we'll give up people and we'll be like, I've ultimately realized so and so wasn't good for me. We've also got to look at our own energy and say the same thing. And what I mean by that is like, I gotta realize that the more I get pulled into drama, the more drama filled my life will be. The least I believe in myself, I don't feel like it stops opportunities, but I feel like the least chance you have of taking them, or the less chance. But I feel like for every negative, there's a positive. If I believe in myself, then there is no limit, unlimited potential. If I've learned from old love, then I become the type of lover that I want in my life. That's a requirement, so to speak, because, we're all somewhat broken, but I do feel like, if we come to the table in, or someone comes to the table in much lower vibrational energy, I feel like it just won't do, right? But I also feel like the same has to go for you, like, or us. If we're carrying all this emotional baggage around, hmm, let's just not. Let's just make it that simple. We're just not going to do it. All right. I don't feel like I need to clarify a lot of this, to be honest. Um, I don't feel like I need to clarify any of it. I feel like, as you reach certain potentials, certain vibrations, I feel like your life just gets better and better and better and better. That the Hermit. Now it's in reverse. Hey, listen, could stop you from going through the dark night of the soul at the same time. Or for some of you, it's like, this is the card of Virgo. So I love that it showed up in your reading, but it can also signify like, you've been in this reflective state for, long enough. And now it's time to let it go. Let it, it's time to like put action behind your light. Look at that. Virgo and Leo. Ventura and the Hermit. It's funny though. The way I laid the Hermit down, I don't do things like intentionally. I just lay him down. Um, but it's interesting because this Hermit is touching the Ace of Wands, but his lantern is illuminating the Two of Cups. Well, hello. It is like a spiritual union. And I feel like it's your spiritual knowledge that will spiritually know that. And then the sun. Well, the sun's only going to illuminate that. I feel like the sun allows you to feel like a kid again. It's almost like where Virgo would prefer to like be behind the scenes. Maybe now it's like the spotlight's on you, and not in a bad way, in a good way. I also feel like, if this is relating to love, which I'm not sure how it couldn't be, then the sun coming out is saying that it's coming in the light. And why is it coming in the light? Well, the Empress wouldn't have it any other way. And she can feel the energy coming before it arrives. And that's you. You gotta trust that. Again, that sun, complete illumination. Nothing can hide in the dark when the sun is out. Okay, okay, so be it. We have the eight. Well, you know what? My whole deck is in reverse. We have the Eight of Pentacles. And I was looking down at the wheel. So, I feel like, first of all, it's an eight. And it's fitting that it really is, though I am going to read Mother Mary. It's coming on the last card. And I don't mean that it's the last thing that you're doing. I feel like you're opening the year this way. And I just feel like maybe it's around March where you're really feeling, you're feeling your oats, like without a doubt that you are on the right path. I feel like there's times in our lives where like it's difficult, right? It's difficult while we're in them, but then down the road, we look back and we think, I really learned a lot from that. right? Like, I'm surprised I was able to overcome that, but I did. And who knows, some of you are like penning your story. But it's beautiful that an eight and moving into universal year eight. So I feel like this is just saying trust yourself. First of all, trust these epiphanies because yes, the two cups is here and that is fantastic. Because I do feel like that's speaking about love. But I also want to say the other part of your life is that your creative self. And I feel like epiphanies coming. And it's almost like who better to receive these epiphanies than the Empress? Because the Empress is going to take them. It's almost like I take the epiphanies and I write them down, or I create from them. And the wheel keeps turning. And maybe as the wheel's turning, like it's almost like money is coming out of the wheel. Now, I know you're not doing it for the money. I don't feel that. I mean, somewhat, yes. But I don't feel like, my whole goal is to become rich. No, I feel like it's more of like spiritually inspired. But you're not saying no to it either. And nor should you. I feel like because anything and everything is potential. Potential. So I don't know, Virgo. I feel like I feel like we need this. We need this. And right back from January moving on, like I feel like this is gonna be good. I definitely feel like this is gonna be good. I feel like the more that you can get within your creative self for 2024, I feel like the happier you're gonna be. And whatever that may be. To each their own, because it's gonna be different things for different people. Just like soulmates, it's going to happen in different ways. But ultimately, I feel like all of us becoming like the Empress's energy, and then boom, the fold. I've extracted the wisdom, and now I am ready. I'm going to jump on that wheel. All right. I am going to read family, though. Let's read family. And we're going to let it be. Let it be. Let it be. All right. Your prayers for your family have been heard. Whatever you're concerned about, God has the answers you seek. Since worry can sometimes attract negative experiences, it's essential to give heaven any anxiety about your loved ones. Take a moment right now to breathe deeply and exhale family burdens skyward towards God, Mary, and the angels. As you release these cares, fill your heart with faith that in fill your heart with faith that in God's wisdom and love, a wonderful plan is in store for you and your family. Often prayer is answered in illogical ways, so please don't spend time worrying about how your solution will come about. Instead, trust in God who infinitely cares for you and your family. Amen, first of all. But I have to say, it reminds me of the person sitting at the water's edge. Hmm. All right. I'm going to leave it there, guys. As always, I can't wait for your comments. Let me know how you like the format. Um, and I think I said in the beginning that I did extend my holiday deal, my holiday special, for a couple more days because I had a couple people reach out. And I felt like if I extend for one, I have to extend for all. So for a couple more days, buy one, get one personal reading, very in depth. And all the information is below, even the email that you send your questions to. So all that is below. So that's going on. But other than that, I just want to say I enjoyed this. I look forward to it as a Virgo, and I hope you also look forward to it. I want to say we showed twice in our own reading. That's a good sign, and it just feels like it's covering all aspects. Like it's covering money, it's covering epiphanies, it's covering new things, and it's covering love. It feels like it's covering it all. So we'll see. Um, Anyway, make sure you have your bell on so you get the notification because who knows when I'll do spring. I may do it way before spring. But anyways, to have your little bell rung so you'll know. You'll know. All right, guys. I love you. As always, I thank you. I thank you for all the ways you help this channel. Truly, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. And for that, I am very grateful. So thank you. Yeah, your reading for December is already done. So I'll have that linked at the end of this reading. Um, and yeah, I think that's it. So hey and yay 2024. It feels good. I love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.